Everyone. I just wanted to say Happy New Year. And I wanted to find out from you guys, what are you taking into this new year? What are you going to take with you from last year? And what are you going to leave behind? So we don't have to take the pain from this last year in with us into the new year. We don't have to take the bitterness or the regrets. We don't have to take with us anything that doesn't serve us. No matter what happened to us this last year, this new year can be something better. This new year can be something great. So tell me, what are you taking into the new year with you? It's always your choice. So leave the bad behind. You know, the book of Isaiah says, "Behold, I am doing a new thing in you. Shall you not know it? I will even make a river in the desert for you." So no matter how dry it's been for you, how much of a desert situation it's been. Hi, everyone who's coming on and saying hi live. Hello. Thank you. No matter how dry it has been for you, you can create something new in this new year. It doesn't have to be the same as it was last year. Okay, someone said, Audrey said she's taking her family and her besties with her. That's fantastic. So you keep the good and you throw out the bad. That's all you have to do. So no matter what comes at you, you keep the good and you throw out the bad. It's like when you're eating an apple. You eat the apple and you throw out the seeds. You eat the fruit and you throw out the pit. So this new year can be anything you design it to be. But what a lot of people don't do is they don't course correct along the way. You know, you don't have to wait for the new year to have a new life. You can start the next day. You can start the next week. You can start the next moment. And it starts by changing your attitude and changing how you perceive things. Yeah, terrible things happen. And I'm not going to say that that's not true. So you can take a moment and you can be with those feelings and how they made you feel. Oh, Jada says she's taking peace with her. That's wonderful. So you be with those feelings. Cadence is taking faith and kindness with her. Aw. So you may need a moment to be with those feelings of the pain, the regret, the hurt, whatever's happening to you. But after you've had that moment of grieving and assessing what's going on, then you throw out the junk. You don't dwell on it. You don't keep it. You don't store it, because all that's going to do is put weight on you and weigh you down. Jamie said, I'm getting rid of the bad habits that I had when I was on lockdown. How many of you haven't been working out on lockdown, but sitting on the couch and watching way too much TV? We can all be guilty of that. There's so much we've done that we could do differently. But what are we going to do differently? So we make the choice. But we can't be like those people that make New Year's resolutions and then we forget about them 3 weeks later. They say January is the busiest time for the gyms, and then kind of February, everybody forgets what they're going to do. But not you guys. You guys are always learning and always growing. So some people said they haven't even thought about it yet, what they're going to take with them. Somebody says, Nathalie, she's taking her friends and family, and she's going to stay positive and away from the negative stuff. You know what? You don't need to go looking for the negative. The negative will come and find you. Somebody said, Rhoda said she's been working so hard during the lockdown. I know that because she's been making masks for the frontline people. Very cool. Someone says they're taking God with them. Who is that? Arts by Geo. Okay. Someone said they're taking love and leaving the hate. We're always going to be surrounded by people who are hateful. We're always going to be surrounded by people who don't believe in our dreams. But we have the choice. We can believe in our dreams. We don't have to get on board with what everyone else is saying, even if they're experts in the industry, even if they've done it and we haven't done it. You know what? If God put a dream in your heart, that means you are capable of having it. No matter what it looks like, you are capable of making your dreams come true, but it's up to you. And the first part is starting, obviously. And the second part is not believing what other people say. So what else are you guys saying? Someone says they've been reading their Bible a lot on lockdown. Oh, good job, Cadence. You know, it's easy to forget the promises that God has for us. And when we're dealing with a situation where everything looks hard, I mean, you guys have probably lost people this year. I've had at least 3 deaths, family and friends this year, and I've lost 2 friendships. They didn't even die. They just decided they didn't want to be my friend anymore. And that was painful. One of them, I cried for like 5 days straight. When people make up things about you and they lie about you and they have misconceptions about you, but don't take it to heart. You can sit and examine yourself and say, you know what? Is any of the things that they're saying true? And if it's not, throw it away. Don't dwell on it. Don't keep letting it keep you down. Lily said she's going to try to not be depressed this year. Well, like Yoda says, there is no try. Star Wars, you either do or you do not. So what is it when you are depressed? So that means you stop pressing. If you're depressed, you're going backwards. So you have to press forward. You have to be in motion, pushing towards what you want. When we're depressed, that's something that the enemy loves to do. That's something the devil loves to do, is depress us, and all the deadly D's, discouragement, doubt, denial, depravity. I don't know. The list goes on and on, but it's like what we choose to focus on. Are you going to, there was this poem, I don't even know who wrote it, but it says something like, 2 men looked out of the jail cell bars. One saw the mud, one saw the stars. So it really is what you are focusing on. 2 people in the same situation can have hope, or they can be hopeless, depending on what they focus on. There's always a glimmer of light. There's always a silver lining to the cloud, but are you only going to look at the cloud, and are you only going to look at what isn't going right? Someone said they're taking their faith with them into the new year. All right. That's Catholicism and the gospel facts. Okay. Catherine, my dream is to be on Broadway, and I'm going to try and stop to get stage fright. Okay. There we go with trying again. So how about you relabel it? Bad bleep. I don't even know how to say your name. I'm sorry, but you relabel it. Maybe it's not stage fright. Maybe it's excitement. Maybe it's adrenaline. And sometimes when we label something as something scary, then it comes across or appears to us as something scary. But sometimes we just need to relabel it and say, oh, instead of saying, oh, I have to clean my house because I'm having a party tonight. No, you get to make your place a party place and make it presentable to people. Or don't say, oh, I'm having to go on this diet. Say, I am dropping the baggage to reveal my inner sexiness. Whatever it is you have to tell yourself so that you do the things you want to do, so that you keep the habits that you want to keep. Somebody asked how you remove hate from your heart from those who've hurt you. Well, I know that's not easy, but it is possible. You know what? We have to forgive others, because you've probably heard the saying before that says, when you hate someone or when you don't forgive them, it's like drinking poison but waiting for the other person to die. They don't care that you don't forgive them. They could care less. They're out. Do they hurt you? They're out doing their own thing, and they're not fazed one bit. And here we are drinking that poison, feeling terrible, feeling awful, not having, just having that weight on us, carrying this pain. And what if we just let it go and say, you know what? They hurt me. It sucks. Maybe I'm not going to be around them anymore. You can forgive them, because you know what? We have to forgive people. God forgave us of everything we ever did. Sure, maybe something that they did was worse than something you ever did. But you know what? When it comes to forgiveness, you really can't measure and say, this person is worse than this person. And I know when we are coming from an earthly standard, it can seem like, well, my sin's itty bitty. All I did is lie or cheat on my test, and their sin is huge because, they committed child abuse or whatever. But when you look down, when God is looking down from heaven from a position of being perfect, he's not rating the sin by what's biggest, what's smallest, what's tall. He's just saying, you know what? I love these people, but they are messed up and they need me. And I'm going to I'm going to forgive them, but they first have to forgive others and forgive themselves. There's nothing God didn't forgive us of, so there should really be nothing we don't forgive others of. And it's carrying that pain and hurt with us. Someone said they're discouraged. Audrey is discouraged, but I'm not going to give up on my channel and film production. Good for you. You know, God put a dream in your heart for a reason, and you're supposed to do something with it. And sometimes when you're closest to your goal as you've ever been, that's when you're going to get the most discouraged. Like you've been working on it and working on it and working on it, and it seems like it's never going to end. But that's when we have to keep going. That's when we have to keep pressing. So I know I'm going all over the place because I'm trying to answer people's questions. So yes, remove the hate from your heart, because hate is not from God. God is a God of love. He is love. And he, just because he loves people doesn't mean he agrees with everything they do. That person that hurts you, you don't have to agree with it. And you forgiving them doesn't mean you condone it. Doesn't mean you go, oh yeah, I totally agree. That was the right thing to do. No, but it's just saying, I'm not going to let what they did to me continue to hurt me. I'm not going to carry this pain into my future. I'm going to drop it here. I'm going to ask God, help me forgive the things that I don't feel like I can forgive. Someone said Eleanor's taking her puppy and her Labrador with her into the new year. Oh, hi, sweetheart. No, that's lipstick. Lipsticks aren't for little children. Sorry. Okay. Someone said, I'm going to take love and God and leave the negativity behind. That's awesome. Okay, man, you're so inspiring. Thank you. So what are we taking into the new year, and what are we leaving behind? Let me just scan through these comments. Let's see. Yeah, people are angry about the shutdowns, the borders. And you know what? A lot of people get angry about that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's affecting our life. It's affecting our livelihood. It's affecting us not being able to see the people we love. But the thing is, when there's nothing you can do about it, then it's not doing us any good to be upset about it. You know, it's all it does is it's hurting us. It's stealing our peace. It's stealing our joy. It's taking from us. So what can you do? What can you do instead? You can be in charge of your emotions. You can be in charge of how you feel and what you're doing with yourself and your reaction. Can you use the time wisely? I didn't like when 2020 got shut down, and the TV show I was producing and acting on got shut down. All the gyms got shut down. I was doing a wrestling show. Many of the productions shut down, but instead of like sitting around being upset and eating too much and watching TV, I took those few months and I rewrote a book that I had been wanting to rewrite for years, but never had the time. So I used the time wisely. So all I'm saying is, you take the bad situations and you say, how can I turn this for good? How can I make something good out of this? Instead of just, okay, someone said, sometimes I ask God why he hasn't healed me from my stomach. I know. I've been praying for healing in certain areas and yet do not have the answers to some of that. And I know God is a God of love and he wants to heal us. So I would keep praying. Do not give up. Do not be defeated. You know, there's a scripture that says God delivers us from all of our trials and troubles. The thing is, it doesn't say when. It doesn't say when he's going to do it. So, man, sometimes it seems like we are waiting forever for those answers. And there's a scripture that's always kind of annoyed me that says, though it tarries, wait for it. It will surely come. It will not tarry. So it's like, wait a minute. It's tarrying. That means it's taking a long time. But wait for it. You know, it's surely going to come. It won't tarry. So it's like, wait for it. It's not going to tarry, but it is tarrying. But the point is, don't give up. Don't ever give up. Because when you give up, where does that leave you? How has giving up ever helped you? Unless you're giving up bad habits. Unless you're giving up things that aren't good for you to begin with, okay? Giving up has never helped anyone. All it's going to do is make you feel worse. You may feel bad fighting through something and it's not happening, but you're going to feel even worse if you quit. You're going to feel even worse if you give up on yourself and give up on your dreams. Someone said, oh, Miranda, I'm sorry. Her and her kids are getting bullied by high schoolers. I would pray for those high schoolers. That old saying, hurting people hurt people. When someone's a bully, they've obviously got stuff going on in their life that they feel like they have to bully others to feel better. They might be getting bullied at home by their big older siblings or by their parents, and they're just taking it out on others. When people are hurt, they lash back out on people. I know I did. When I was going through a lot of issues with self-hate and I didn't love myself, I was miserable. I was mean to other people because I didn't know how to love myself. So I know it's not always easy to walk a mile in their shoes, but sometimes people are doing stuff to you just because they don't know what else to do. And more than anything, they need prayer. Okay. Enman said they decided to do painting. Okay, that's cool. That helped them cope. What can you do to cope when things are going bad? What gets you happy? What makes you excited when when things are going right for me? Sometimes pulling open some poetry that I've written and reading my poetry makes me happy. It makes me inspired. What is it that makes you enjoy yourself? Is it putting on your favorite music? Is it dancing around the living room when everything is going wrong? Someone said they're going to make a habit of reading more books in the new year. That was Princess Tina, 95. So what can you do? Let's see. Someone said they're upset because they haven't had community in 8 months. Yep, I think pretty much all of us are in that same boat. Are you guys Zooming your friends? Are you doing FaceTime? How can you make up for that time? Someone said they're depressed and losing friends. Oh, Andrew, yeah, he's still depressed about the death of one of his favorite movie stars, Paul Walker. Miranda, please don't. Please don't talk like that. You are here for a purpose. God made you for a purpose. Don't ever give up on your dreams and don't ever talk about ending your life. I know you may not see the light at the end of the tunnel right now, but I know it's dark in the middle. But reach out to someone who cares. Talk to someone because things won't always be like this. Things will get better. I know I have been where you feel right now. I have been in the place where I've wanted to take my life multiple times. I have been on my living room floor, crying my eyes out, screaming out to God to just take me now. I felt like there was no purpose for me. But those feelings are not the truth. And you guys have to get a hold of this. Feelings are not the truth. Okay, feelings come and go. It's like the clouds passing by. It's like birds flying by. You've got birds that are pestering you. Okay, they're going to fly by. You're going to have these thoughts, but you can't let them build a nest in your hair. You can't let them stay. The one thing we are in control of is our mindset. HQ girl said she's definitely going to read her Bible more. Emman's going to contact their friends for hangouts. Someone's looking to get right with God this year. Hey, that's simple. You just say, hey, God, sorry, I haven't been doing what I should. Please forgive me. Can we get back on track? And just start chatting with him. Just start asking him, what do you want me to do? Just start reading his word. It's easy to get back on track with God. The devil wants you to think, oh, God's not going to forgive you. You're awful. And he'll start to list all these awful things you've done. But God will forgive you. I told you, he will forgive you of everything. Okay. Oh, yep. People are still sad about certain things going on. And there's a time to mourn. Ecclesiastes says there's a time for sadness. There's a time for mourning. There's a time to be with that. But then what? There's also a time to get up and get back to it. Okay, never lose hope, Yama too said. God is always on your side. You're not alone. Find something that's right. Davina said, find something that makes you happy and get your mind off of things. That's so true. Sometimes you just need to watch a funny movie, watch your favorite movie, pop a bowl of popcorn, have your favorite snack, and just, don't be so hard on yourself. Don't keep rehearsing. One thing you can take into the new year, yes, forgiveness is important, someone just said. Take into the new year self-love. Take into the new year not being hard on yourself, saying, you know what? Oh, I really messed up today, but I'm not going to keep beating myself up about it. I'm just going to get back on track tomorrow. Okay? So what can you do? Get back on track immediately. You don't even have to wait till tomorrow. Lily wants us to pray for the COVID vaccine. Guys, sure, do it. You know, someone says, I can't trust any bully. I will never forgive them unless they're my friends and they're joking. Okay, well, then you're just going to stay locked up. When you don't forgive, you're the one that remains in prison, not the other person. The person that bullied you, they're free. They don't care what they did. They're not rehearsing, oh man, I shouldn't have done that to that person. Hopefully they are. If they have a conscience, if they're listening to God, they might be. But you're the one that stays locked up because you're holding on to that bitterness. You're holding on to that anger. You're not letting go of what they did. Someone said, do you think I should defeat my bully once and for all? Male said that. I don't even know what you mean by that. How about you defeat them with prayer? How about you defeat them in the spirit realm and not in the physical? You know, the Bible says we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities, the spirits in high places. So do you know prayer is actually more powerful than fighting with your hands? It is. Prayer is more powerful than fighting with your hands. You can fight with your hands, but where is that going to get you? You're just sinking down to another person's level if you want to fight back. Someone said there are moments where things are horrible, but sometimes you have to take a chance. You're right, Matthew. Sometimes you have to take a chance. A lot of times you have to take a chance. Dreams don't happen in your comfort zone. They happen outside of your comfort zone. So you have to do the things you don't want to do. Caden said, my mom used to say, keeping a grudge means never forgiving. It means never forgiveness and never forget, but you should always forgive. That's true. You know what? There may be some things that you can't forget, but you can forgive them. You can remove the sting of what's happened. You know, we're going to have scars. I have scars all over my body. I've got a scar up here on my eyebrow. I've got scars on my neck. I've got scars on my wrists. I've got scars all over my body. But I remember what happened. I remember the person that caused this scar. I remember the time I got the rocks thrown at my face, the shovel that got me a scar here. I remember the scar on my neck, which side is it on, where I got pushed through the glass door and fell down the stairs. I remember the pain that's been inflicted on me, but I don't let it be an open wound. When you don't forgive someone, that's leaving it an open wound where it can get infected. When you let it heal and you don't pick at the scab anymore, it becomes a scar. You don't forget what's happened to you, but you don't carry that pain with you. And that's the place we need to be. Let's not take that pain, those painful memories into the new year. Someone said advice on dealing with bullying. I'm so sad to hear a lot of you are getting bullied. Someone said, Virginia said, I believe in God. Hi, Elijah, sweetheart. Oh, thank you. But sometimes it takes so long to see his promises. I know, because God doesn't measure time the way we measure time. He's like timeless, eternal, infinite. But you know what? He does know the end from the beginning. And we are winning when we are with him. It may not happen as fast as we want it to. And sometimes when I see things not happening as fast as I want it to, I get quiet. I get still. I get with God and I go, okay, what am I not seeing? What am I not doing that would make this move faster? Sometimes there's a step we haven't done. Sometimes there's something that's like a blockage that's standing in the way between us getting our prayers answered or not. And when we get with God and we get quiet and we pray and say, God, okay, I've been praying for this for a long time. Is there something I need to do? Because I don't want him to be waiting on answering my prayers because of something I haven't done yet. So God will tell you. He reveals the mysteries to you. He loves to tell you the secrets. He doesn't want you to be in pain. He wants you to be prosperous. He wants you to be in good health. He says in 3 John 2, beloved, I wish above all things that you would prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. What are the things of the soul that are weighing you down? He doesn't want them to weigh you down anymore. Let's see what some other people are saying. Hi, Clara. Let's spread positivity this year. Richard said he's leaving the toxic stuff and bringing the positive stuff into 2020. Okay, what else? Someone said they're trying not to be rude. That's a good goal. Let's try not to be rude. Let's try to be nice to people, even if they're rude to us. We don't know what they're going through. We don't know what they've been doing. People bully, Joe was saying people bully him from liking older music and toys and all that. It makes him depressed. You know, we have to get to a place where we stop caring what other people think of us. There is no shame in liking the things that you like. If it's not hurting anyone, like the things you like. Who cares what other people think? Other people aren't the answer to your problems. Are other people paying your rent? Are other people signing your paychecks? Are other people securing you a job? Are other people able to get you into heaven? Nope, they're not. Does their opinion matter? Nope, it doesn't. Two opinions matter. God's opinion, your opinion, and your spouse and your family sometimes. But if they're going against what God's told you to do, or going against your dreams, or fighting against you, sometimes you don't even listen to your family. Sometimes the ones closest to us will be the ones that hurt us the most. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Jamie said her habit was eating a lot during lockdown. That's easy to do. And if you get eating a lot while you're bored, maybe just change the type of stuff you're eating. Maybe switch over from the high density chocolates and candies and cookies and chips, and switch over to eating more fruits and vegetables. Then you won't have to feel bad about eating more. Okay. Hi, Aiden. I don't know if you're still on, but I see you said hi. Okay. Okay, let's see. Will you pray for the international borders to open again? Yeah, let's pray for that. I agree with you. Let's say where two or more are in agreement, God is in the midst of them. Okay, let's see. While listening to you, I'm making a welcome 2021 poster and having a New Year's party with yourself. What a cool idea. Having a New Year's party with yourself. There's no better company than yourself. You're going to be with yourself all day long and for the rest of your life. You might as well enjoy it. Okay, thank you so much for all the compliments. Let's see, I have any more things. Someone said, is it okay to listen to Lady Gaga music because they really like her music, but I think others say you should not listen to her music. Is that true? You know, that's something that's between you and God. What you listen, if you feel, if you're praying and you feel like a check in your spirit, like, ooh, I shouldn't listen to this, or this is affecting me in a negative way, then maybe you shouldn't. The thing is, there's not cut and dry black and white answers for everybody. You know what? I feel, for me, I don't eat meat. For me, it's not right, but I wouldn't go around telling other people you shouldn't eat meat. For many years, I never drank caffeine. I just actually started last year having tea. But for some religions, they say you shouldn't have caffeine. It's, I think it's an individual thing. Some people say it's absolutely wrong to watch horror films. And I know some Christians who actually make horror films. So, whatever, when it's things like that, that's not like a cut and dry answer found in the scriptures. You have to determine for yourself what is right for you. If you're feeling uneasy about it, then maybe you shouldn't do it. Okay. Let's see. There's a lot of bullying going on. I'm so sorry to hear that. So in that situation, what can you do when you're being bullied? Yes, Pure Light KS said mindset is everything. It's true. So what does that mean? You guys should follow Pure Light _KS. She is a coach and she's got a lot of wisdom and she can help you see things from a different angle. So keep yourself safe. When you're in a bullying situation, if you're in physical harm, you need to get away. You need to tell someone, and you need to, not be in a situation of danger. Thank you, Clara, for saying anyone who wants to take your life, please don't. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. You may hear voices saying it's worth it in the moment, nobody's missing you, but that is a lie. That is a lie from the deceiver. Remember, we were talking about the D's, all the stuff the devil does, full of the deadly D's, depression. Well, he's a deceiver. The Bible calls him the father of lies. So anytime you're hearing voices saying, be depressed, have these doubts, things are going bad, things will never get better. That is from the deceiver. Anything that doesn't line up with what God says about you, who says you are fearfully and wonderfully made, you are the head and not the tail, above only and not beneath. He says that your latter days will be better than your former days. What does that mean? It means it's going to get better than it's been. Things don't always have to be like this. But if you're listening to the other voice that wants you to quit, that wants you to give up, see, he's always going to come at you when something big is about to happen. When you're going to have a powerful breakthrough is when he wants to come at you. But you can't let him do it. You can't believe it. Things, even this shall pass away. Things will always be different than they are now. So someone said, how do you keep hope alive when life tells you otherwise? A lot of it is where you put your focus, where you put your aim. So, some people say there's peaks and there's valleys. There's mountaintop experiences and then there's like valley ditch experiences. But I have found in life that a lot of times it's like a train track and it's happening at the same time. You're the train going down the tracks. One side of the track is going to be good stuff happening to you. One side of the track is going to be bad stuff happening to you. Which side are you focusing on? Okay, so maybe you're having a day where you get a $2,000 bill for your car, your dog throws up in your car, and your internet goes down and you don't meet the deadline. Well, does that mean every day is going to be like that? But maybe your kid gives you a hug and a kiss and says, I love you, mommy. Maybe your husband brings you home flowers. So do you focus on the hug and the kiss from your kid and the flowers from your hubby? Or do you focus on the pet throwing up in the car and the $2,000 bill? They both happened. So so things happen. Bad things happen. I'm not saying they don't. I'm not saying to ignore it or to pretend like bad things don't happen. But when you focus on the positive, you focus on the good things, that's what's going to make the difference. See, it's not that you ignore the bad things. You can go, oh, this happened to me and this stinks and I don't like it. But number one, what can you do about it? Number two, do whatever you can do about it. Number three, if you can't do anything about it, being upset about it isn't going to help. And sometimes when we're super upset about something, it's not necessarily even because of the thing that happened, but what we make it mean. Do you guys know what that means? You're upset about something. Let's say it's something that's not that big of a deal to some people. Like some people would be able to handle it well. That's because they're not making it mean a big deal. So if your friend betrays you, which happened to me twice this year, a friend of 8 years and a friend of 20 years, betrayed, making up lies, saying all kinds of evil against me. So I shouldn't have spent 5 days crying about it. That was a colossal waste of my time because number one, I wasn't going to change their mind. Number two, it wasn't even true. And I think I was crying because I was mourning the death of that relationship and that friendship. And I knew, I have forgiven both of them now, but I know one for sure I can't have in my life unless they do some heavy duty apologizing for the heinous accusations they had against me. So what was my point in that? How are you seeing it? What are you making it mean about yourself? So one of the things I was crying about is their feedback. I was making it mean that I was this horrible person. I did these wretched things. I believed them when it's good to search yourself. It's good to say, it's good to not go, I'm perfect and I can do no harm. Of course, search yourself and, but find out, is that really true? Ask someone extremely close to you that you trust. Am I this kind of person? And when I got feedback from a couple people that said, oh my gosh, that is so not like you. I have no idea how they could have come up with that. I realized, you know what? That's just something they were going through in the moment. I'm not going to let it take me down. I'm not going to let it upset me. And sorry, Jalen, their BFF betrayed them 2 days ago. That happens. And sometimes we can't stop it from happening, but dwelling on it, being upset about it, being worried about it, all that does is ruin our lives and stop us in our tracks, stop us from going after our goals, stop us from our productivity. And the sad thing is, it stops us from having close-knit, tight relationships for other people because you've got that part of me that says, I am never going to let that happen again. I'm not going to ever be betrayed again. So you know what? I'm just not going to get close to people. I'm just not going to let anybody hurt me like this person has hurt me. And when you do that, you miss out on the beauty. You miss out on beauty of friendships that you would be missing. Someone said my video was breaking up. It's probably because someone was trying to call me. Sorry about that, Derek. Someone was trying to call me as I was on this live call. So what are you going to do? Yeah, now look at that. Cody said Jesus was betrayed, but he still did what he came for. His best friend betrayed him, sold him out for money. So happened to him. It's going to happen to us. Oh, thank you. M Magic said my book is really good motivation. Thank you. Have you guys gotten my free book yet? I've written 3 books. One of them I've got available to you guys for free. Just go to poeticprescriptions.com/free book. Okay, poeticprescriptions.com/free book. Okay, anything else? We're going into the new year. We're going to take the good with us. Rhoda said, we all have our share of pain from betrayal. It hurts, but that's how God removes toxic people from our lives. Oh, that's so good. Yes, you know what? Sometimes God is pointing out to you and showing people, no matter, it hurt me so much, this specific one relationship, the one I cried 5 days over. But, you know, in hindsight, it is showing me who God does not want us to take with us into the future. Not everybody you're with. If you look around at all the people you're surrounded with now, not all of them are meant to be in your future. So they're going to show who they really are. They're going to show their true colors so you can see before you get to that next level, before you get to that place of prominence, who they really are. And when people show you who they are, believe them. So many times when people would hurt me and betray me, I'd say, oh, they were just having a bad day. Oh, they just this. And yes, sometimes that's true. And some things you can forgive people. They're PMSing, they're having a bad day, whatever. But there's some things that you have to, protect yourself. You are worthy of having good friendships. You are worthy of having good people in your life. So believe people. Don't take toxic people into the new year. How about we leave the toxic people behind? Is there someone that's always telling you what you're doing wrong, how you're not measuring up, what you could do better? There's a difference of someone wanting to correct you because they want you to do better and overcome and be at the top of your game, and someone just being nitpicky and always finding flaws with you. You know how those people are already. They're the oh no people. They're the people when you see them coming, you're like, oh no, we're gonna hide. Oh shoot, they saw me. Hi. Oh, I gotta spend the day with this person now. Okay, you know who they are. Spend the time with the people who will energize you. Okay, we are all like batteries. And you can tell if someone should be in your life or not if they recharge your batteries. If you're hanging out with someone and you leave there drained, like you have no energy left, they drain you. It's what my old pastor would call VDPs, very draining people. Don't hang out with someone who's going to drain your battery. Hang out with someone who's going to energize your battery. How about we take that into the new year? Someone who can energize our batteries. Oh, thank you so much for saying my book was motivational and inspirational. I appreciate it so much. Sometimes we have to face painful moments. It's Julianne. But God is helping us realize who the true ones are for our future. Exactly. We're leaving the toxic people behind. We're forgiving them, but just because we forgive someone doesn't mean we're going to hang around them and take us into the new year. Okay. My mom always said you should never be scared because God is with you. You're right, Cadence. Okay, guys. Well, I want you to have a blessed and safe new year. I wanted to just get on here and tell you guys I love you and I appreciate you, and you got this. This new year can be the best year of your life. Change your focus, change your mindset, do what makes you happy, sing, dance, watch your favorite movie, and have a party for yourself. You don't need people to have a party. Why don't you have a party for yourself? All right. God bless you all. Take care. See you in the new year. Oh, see you in the new year. Okay, Eli. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.